Simon Ekpa, who once claimed to be the self-acclaimed disciple of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, has lashed out at members of the group. In a Twitter post, he called Ipob members illiterate and unreasonable people without brain. His attack was aimed at Ipob's DOC, the body that controls the group. The illiterates are at it again. They are ranting and equating a movement for the liberation of nation to Adidas and Nike. Only on only an only a stark illiterates and career agitators will turn Ipob into Adidas and Nike, bunch of nomadic Biafrans parading themselves as a media warriors. The autopilots are intelligent people, but what we have left on the side of the real Ipob DOSC criminals are a bunch of unreasonable people, people without brain. We will use Voice of Biafra radio to reset their brain for advert. Okay, to reset their brain onto what? Can you imagine? So what is bringing all of this? What is bringing all of this? Wonders the say shall never end. It will never end though. It is really so shameful that Simeon Ekpa is displaying his arrogance and foolishness. After some years in Ipob, he didn't notice it. Now that he has soiled his hand, he is vomiting all this rubbish. The worst chameleon ever. Very true. You are a true son of your father, Samuel Ekpa. Seem they are ranting like desert rabbits, including you, Ekpa, or what do you call your name? All of you are stark illiterate, sweet zombies. You guys are boiling on thick fog of ignorance. Biafra is here. It doesn't matter what anyone does. Stop claiming to be an Igbo man. You are a northerner. A house divided itself against itself does not stand. One who was optimistic about Biafra and, as I know, was so quick to replace Nnamdi Kanu as the head of the IPOB has now turned around, castigating the entire body of Ipob. Who shall we listen to? That is a very, very big question. Who shall be listened to? Well, we are all in this together. In this country, as far as some people believe that those who are fighting for the liberation, who are fighting for good governance, who are fighting for the welfare, the goodness of the people, those who are fighting, everybody will be partaker of it. But just that some people are really purported in their hearts, they've made up their mind, whatever that is wrong in this country, they don't see it as anything. They are cashing cruise on this whole thing. Whether they are suffering or they know how to be begging from places to places. Some people who do not have or know their worth or the dignity that they carry, they will just fall for anything. When you see this kind of movement that is going on, a lot of people will be falling along the wayside, just like for as many who are Christians. It is not he who started, but it is he that ends well, that endures to the end, that will be saved. A lot of people will start, a lot of people will do this and that, and there's something a lot of all these IPOB members have been saying, that even if Nnamdi Kanu fails, even if the government decides to do anything and God allows that, even if himself changes his mind, that the Biafra will still continue. Some people started this whole thing. They started this struggle. Where are they now? Some of them have gone beyond, some of them are alive, some of them have derailed, some of them have changed their mind. They cannot even talk. Some of them have soiled their hands, and it is difficult for them to speak. But one thing, whether you believe in Biafra or not, one thing that is certain is that everybody is experiencing the poverty, the injustice. I'm not even talking about the injustice when it comes to position, who to get this, who to get the position, who to get the president. It goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. That is why I don't even talk much on, the presidency should go to this place or not. Because at the end of the day, so that the case will not be like from fry pan to fire, we'll still be saying the same thing. One thing that will unite Nigerians together is when we have good governance, when we have little, at least as common as social amenities are concerned, everybody to a very large extent, there's no way the government will be able, even in all those developed countries, they still have a issues of or isolated cases that things that they have not, the government has not even been able to do. But when it comes to the normal thing, let us just even have it. Until we start having those things, at least we know that irrespective of where you come from, you are going to do the president of all Nigerians, not because you are from the Igbo, oh, it is our turn. Because from what I'm seeing, this Igbo presidency that we are talking about is not going to yield any positive results unless we are going to get a responsible, a patriotic Nigerian, a patriotic person. If not, it will still go the same way things have gone. So, at the end of the day, if really we have a good governance and people are not even complaining about what the government is doing, and you begin to come out and say, oh, why should some people just gather themselves and say, oh, the government is not doing well? When we know that in the recent that the government has done better. But fortunately or unfortunately, the same people who are castigating this other group of people who are coming out, who have so bold, the same people are still complaining. They are still complaining. You can see that even the Ipob members are not even talking about oh, we have not been able to see food to eat, we are not being able to see this and this and that. At least majority of them, they have what they are doing. But at the end of the day, the effort they are making is not even materializing. You are not going to provide succor for all the things happening. Yes, I'm still doing my part, and you are still making life uncomfortable. You are still making things not going normal for me. How do I continue like this? Because if you look at the terrain, if you look at the setting of the government system of government in this country, we are going nowhere. We are going nowhere. There's already a foundation that has been laid. If you want to join that foundation, if you want to join that clique, so it will continue like that. But for the country to have a better place, with this kind of arrangement that we have seen over the time, what we are still seeing now, the country is going nowhere. No amount of prayer, and God will not answer such prayer because He's a principled God. I've always said it. He's a principled God. So for some of the people who have started this Biafra struggle of a thing, it does not matter that they are the ones that will bring it to pass. They could, like I said, as many that will endure to the end will see to the glory of IPOB. But for some of you who do not even believe if Biafra breaks up today, for some of you who do not believe in all these their agitations, if it breaks today, where will Nigeria be? The rest of the world, the rest of the people in the country, where will you stand? What will you say is your gain that you have benefited? We have seen a lot of people who have gone into exile even during the military time. They've come back again. The Nigeria still remains the way it is. It's even worse. People will say that what used to happen in the era of military was a child's play, was even better than what is happening now. So what are we talking about? And we have a lot of people they call kalu. They swallow, they are destroyers. They are not just there. They are just there for them to gather what they want to gather and begin to help their own family members. The rest people, if you go and sort yourselves out, that is what some people are bent on doing. So it is what it is. It is not those who started it that probably will end it or we stay it. Some people, of course, we have seen Uche before now, has gone astray. So what are we talking about? It's not a new thing, but it's so unfortunate. Even when you come out, what have you done that people are now telling you this? You need to educate your people very well. You need to know where you're going. But if they begin to see that you are making some kind of move that is questionable, they will come for you. That is it.